I got time of 6:30. Let's call the meeting to order. Kate, let's have a roll call.
Patrick Courtney.
Here.
Jeremy Hansen.
Here.
Paul Kraus.
Here.
Jason Weesey. Travis Creighton.
Notice that the Open Meetings Act is posted on the platform. Item 4, public comment. Anybody here for public comment? Hi.
I'm Cassie Fosler with Orange Community Church. I came to present you guys with a check. That's what we have annually. So everything's wrapped up with that. We wanted to present this to the board for community improvements and everything that, in this past, we've always used the auditorium and the updates to bathrooms and everything like that. We obviously really appreciate that. So we want to continue that. So our check is for $651.63 this year for continued community improvements. So want to give that to you guys and thank you. So that's really all mine. So there's this for that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you guys so much for your continued support.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Comments this evening. Okay, let's move on to the consent agenda. Thanks.
Motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second that. Kate, we have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda as presented. Let's have a vote.
Jeremy Hansen.
Aye.
Jason Weesey.
Aye.
Paul Kraus.
Aye.
Scott McCorney. Travis Creighton.
Aye. Item 6, unfinished business. Discuss pool bond election results. We received the official results this week, and I don't have the exact numbers, but 100.
For said bonds and tax 121, against said bonds and tax 282. We're blank, so for a total of 406, and we mailed out 907, I believe.
The 3 mile jurisdiction. I assume there's that many. Each registered voter, not every water bill. There could be several voters. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's turn to the comments. At this time, we've given the results to the engineering group and the committee. They're aware of it and they'll have a chance to discuss it if they want to pursue it or do something with that, but know where they stand at this time.
Does anybody, off the top of your head, how long before they can have a bond vote again on this topic? Is it 1 year? I think there's a time minimum.
Didn't even look at it at this point. It was waiting to see what the group wanted to do. They want to pursue it differently if they want to do some fundraising approach or whatever it is. And once they had a plan to take it back to a vote, if they do that, we'd have to probably determine that. That's on the bond election. If not, we'll move on to new business. Item 7A, discuss change of roles in village office. I
requested to step down as a part-time deputy clerk, and in my absence, Jake would take my place. And but this will be a good move for the office and kind of help us redefine some of the roles and responsibilities of the second position in the office. It's been an ongoing battle for us, and it's hard when you don't have somebody in that position. So we thought maybe this would help us redefine some of that better and easier if we're switching. It's brand new to us. So.
And so the plan would be that if the board approved, Jake would be the clerk. You would take a part-time deputy clerk position and then leave the full-time deputy clerk position, that position to be defined. Once Jake is comfortable with it, has a chance to review some of the roles and responsibilities with it, and then you to assist with any training. Is that, am I missing anything there?
That's correct, and we were thinking January 5th, getting that first day of that.
Thoughts, comments?
On that, but that.
Kate, let's talk a little bit about some of the things you'd like to see changed, or I guess really both of you talking about the role and responsibilities. You mentioned that. I think it'd be good to clarify a part of that, of what that means.
Yeah, and so we talked about like the deputy clerk or the second position will be more of like the account manager, utility billing manager, and we kind of felt like some of that the billing stuff would be best filled role like that, and we break up some of the workload.
So the intent would be to redefine that position and then hire for it.
Mm.
Questions from the. Yeah, time planning. We have time planning, which like.
I guess we were, oh, and which way?
Or role would.
Oh, we're thinking January 5th.
And Jake has a vacation coming up too, so it seemed like it made sense to get through the holidays.
How long do you see yourself staying on as part-time deputy clerk? Is that a timeline where you have?
We felt like in 2 to 3 months, we could probably have it like redefined and have some new systems put in place because I mean, there's hardly any systems in that office right now. Yeah, then I guess just reevaluate that for 2 to 3 months. See how things are going. Yeah. Necessarily timeline.
The Kate switching, I think the intent was 2 days a week. So with Kate stepping back to 2 days a week, it does keep us within our budget. You know, we don't have two full times anymore, that we do have that's having a part-time. And so if Kate did that role for even a couple, 3 months, we should have enough cushion to get through the end of the budget year. To make any decisions there too. So we're keeping ourselves kind of within our boundaries. No, there's no other questions specifically to this role change. The next couple items, the next item specifically is involved with making that part-time position. Like, do we need to vote on that we do that in the appointments later, right?
Yep. Mhm.
So we need to eliminate the deputy clerk position and just the town deputy clerk, or we leave the deputy clerk position in there. If we leave it in the pretty deputy clerk without benefits, without all the stuff that goes down with it, being that you only be part-time. And just not appointed deputy clerk.
Yeah, it's not a good position.
Gotcha, okay.
Move to ordinance 692, and move the statutory rules requiring reading on 3 different days be suspended.
Second. Let's see. We have a motion and a second to suspend the rules. Let's have a vote.
Kraus,
Aye.
Scott McLean,
Aye.
Jason Reese,
Aye.
Jeremy Hanson, Travis Kramer.
Aye. The motion to suspend the rules was adopted by 3/4 of the village board. The statutory rules are declared suspended for consideration of said ordinances.
I move for final passage of ordinance 692, which reads, an ordinance of the village of Arlington, Nebraska to amend ordinance number 691 wage ordinance and to adopt updated wage policies for the employees of the village of Arlington, Nebraska.
Second. Back on. It doesn't have to be. No, so we're just suspending the rule before now we're passing the ordinance. I'll second it. Um. Shall ordinance number 692 be passed and adopted? Let's have a vote.
Jason Lucy. Kraus.
Aye.
Jeremy Hanson,
Aye.
Scott McLean.
Aye.
Travis Kramer.
Passage and adoption of said ordinances have been conferred by a majority of all members of the village board and have been passed and adopted. Cover the reassignment of roles when we get to that. Let's see, we do that at the end, Kate. I don't see where that's.
We want to appoint the street superintendent and the engineer, then we can do resolution 215/2025A.
Okay.
Village departments.
So let's go on to item C, discussion of possible approval of appointing street superintendent. Motion to appoint Isaac Krakemeyer from JO Consulting Group, license number S1749 Class A, as a street superintendent for January 1, 2026 through December 31st, 2026. So move.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to appoint Isaac Krakemeyer as the street superintendent. Let's have a vote.
Scott McLean.
Aye.
Jeremy Hanson.
Aye.
Paul Kraus.
Aye.
Jason Lucy.
Aye.
Travis Kramer.
Aye. Item D, discussion of possible approval of reappointing JEO Consulting Group as the village engineer for January 1st, 2026 through December 31st, 2026. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second and on that. Reappointing JEO Consulting Group as a village engineer for 2026 year. Let's have a vote.
Jeremy Hanson.
Aye.
Jason Lucy.
Aye.
Paul Kraus.
Aye.
Scott McLean. Travis Kramer.
Item E, discussion and possible approval of resolution 1215/2025A, appointment of village departments. Motion to approve resolution N2152025A, appointment of village departments. Be resolved, the Board of Trustees of the Village of Arlington, Washington County, Nebraska, appoints the following people for the village department categories and department commissioners as follows. Depository Bank of the Admin, Village Auditor Sharon, and Village Attorney Prosecutor Bruin Limbaugh, Freeman, Patty Lobster, village clerk treasurer Jake Khan, village emergency manager Daniel Douglas, village engineer JDO Consulting Group, village street superintendent Isaac Fatima, position Dr. Matthew Mandino, village newspaper, Washington County Enterprise, village streets and parks commissioner John Eisenthal, village water and sewer commissioner Russ Lester, village cemetery Sexton Jake Khan, water sewer commissioners Travis Cannon, Paul Kraft, city cemetery Scott Quinn, Jeremy Hanson, streets Jason Reese, Paul Kraft, police Jason Reese, Scott Quinn, parks Travis Kramer, Jeremy Hanson. Second that. Okay, we have a motion in a second to approve resolution 12152025A. Let's have a vote.
Paul Kraus.
Aye.
Scott McCourty.
Aye.
Jason Reese.
Aye.
Jeremy Hanson. Travis Quinn.
Resolution 12152025A has been approved and adopted this 15th day of December 2025. Item discussion and possible approval of resolution 12152025B, signing of the year-end certification of city street superintendent 2025.
Resolution 12152025B. And move for passage. Year-end certification of city street superintendent 2025. State of Nebraska statutes section 39-2302 and 39-2511 through 39-2515 details the requirements that must be met in order for the municipality to qualify for an annual incentive payment. And whereas the state of Nebraska Department of Transportation requires that each incorporated municipality must annually certify by December 31st of each year the appointments of city street superintendents through the NDOT using the year-end certification of city street superintendent form. And whereas the NDOT requires that each certification shall also include a copy of documentation of the city street superintendent's appointment, i.e. meeting minutes showing the appointment of the city street superintendent by their name as it appears on their license, if applicable, their license number, class of license, and type of appointment, i.e. employed, contract, consultant, or in a local agreement with another incorporated municipality and or county. The beginning date of the appointment and the NDOT also requires that such year-end certification of city street superintendent form shall be signed by the mayor or village board chairperson and shall include a copy of a resolution of the governing body authorizing the signing of the year-end certification of city street superintendent form by the mayor or village board chairperson. It resolved by the village of Arlington to hereby authorize signing the attached year-end certification of city street superintendent.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for resolution 12152025B. Let's have a vote.
Jason Reese.
Aye.
Aye.
Jeremy Hanson.
Aye.
Scott McCourty.
Aye.
Travis Kramer.
Resolution 12152025B has been approved and adopted this 15th day of December 2025. Item G, streets committee report. Hey, do you need all of us to sign that for?
Do you want to pass it around now?
That's fine. I try to make sure if we go to it. Committee report. And Jeff.
Jason and I talked briefly, we had a request from Dave Cartwright for reimbursement of some rocks on Fifth Street. He's been doing some work adjacent to Fifth Street in between his buildings, and he had torn that up. And he put some rocks down at his expense, some crushed concrete. And he's asking that the one load that he had put on Fifth Street, asking for that bill to be able to be sent to the village. I know in the past, he's put rocks on that road, which is we can't find the name of it on the map, but it is a village street. When it flooded, and he's kind of let that one lie. So I told him I would bring it up for discussion to the board, and as long as nobody had any objections, we'd have Mike submit a bill for one load on Fifth Street. So I think he said it was around $800 for one load, which was cheaper than limestone by a couple $100, I thought. So, and I know he's been working with John on how they wanted that road in between his two buildings done, and I think you've been pretty happy with it.
He put a culvert underneath it and everything.
Yeah.
Hopefully some drainage there.
So unless anybody has any objections, I'll just have him submit a bill for next month, an invoice for next month, and we can approve that in next month's minutes if you guys are okay with that.
Yeah, I don't think there's really a vote for that. I think it'd be just submit the bill and we approve it. No comments, so concern.
Big time, probably.
What?
I think it'd be a good deal. So
Yeah. No. That's about all we had.
Sure. John.
I apologize, I did not get a report to you guys in time, so I jotted a few things down that we've been kind of working on. A lot of stuff with snow removal equipment. We had to repair a couple, both salt, the one salt there, the old salt, we had to put a new motor on that. We repaired some things at the auditorium for Pam. The floor scrubber had some issues, so we had to repair that. Taylor picked the blower in the kitchen. There was a fan that wasn't working right, so he fixed that. Fixed the water heater or drained the water heater in the fire hall. Got it all back going again. Good. Put up the Christmas lights around town. Poured the concrete by the fire hall from the water main break. We got some DOT inspections done on the 2 dump trucks and just some normal stuff that goes on this time of year. Nothing too exciting. That's about all I have.
Any issues on pushing snow or anything?
Didn't have any this time, thank goodness.
Good.
That was a minor issue. Right? We got it first. Might have put the plow up on a bank and after we
Reverse.
the plow stayed there. We got it.
Was the first for me, dude.
Didn't break anything.
All right. Any questions for John? Okay, thanks, John.
Yeah.
We'll move on to item C, update on First and Bell Street patching.
Kate and I have been kind of in communication with Steve Farr. We haven't really met Isaac yet. Hopefully we get to meet him soon. The update on that is they're putting it out for bid after the first of the year, I think. And I think the bid opening is scheduled for January 28th.
The last Wednesday in January at 2 will be the opening.
The opening.
And then it's advertising for the 3 Wednesdays before
Yes,
that, I believe.
So the advertising should come out soon.
Yeah, just after the first of the year.
And hopefully we can get that rolling, so we can get it done before our budget season next year. The goal is to have it started in spring. And I will go as far as to say that he's gonna probably put something in there to where there will be a line item for a unit cost, because there's gonna be extra stuff that needs to be done. Obviously, that was done, the plans were done, what, a year and a half ago? So there's probably gonna be other areas that need to be addressed. And he's aware of that. He said, I asked him if we needed to go over that before we put it out to bid, and he said, no, we'll just do it after, and there'll be a unit price from there. Just so you're aware that when our bids come in, it's gonna be for that print, but it's probably gonna be more. And Steve he said you don't have to accept it.
Mhm.
No, no, so.
Any questions on that project?
Do we need to approve this?
That's the next item up, I think.
Okay, next item's got the. Okay, let's go to item D, discuss Dodge Street bidding and design.
So we initially didn't know there were a bunch of issues, but there is a bunch of issues with the drainage on Dodge Street, the washouts, and we had discussed this in prior meetings. Steve had put together this for us and we did approve it in our budget to design it.
We did.
I think it would be very, very a good idea to do this at this point, since we did a budget for it. At least we'd have the design in front of us. And then possibly next year, we could budget for the improvements if that's where you guys wanted to go. If not, we'd always have that design there for the drainage. It's going to probably be some storm sewer work along Dodge, which I'm hoping will help with the issues we're having on 7th Street as well. It might take care of some of that water that's kind of running off there.
And we did budget 89,000 for that design.
Okay.
Yep, we have budgeted for that, this design. And you would not have to do the bidding on that. You would just have to do the design. The 83,810 if you didn't want to do the bidding. But we can always do the bidding come October if we want to, like right before our budget season. And then we'd have a number on what to budget
Mhm.
for next year. If you wanted to pursue it.
They're not gonna hold the bidding until next year. That price will probably change anyways, won't it?
Well, I mean, that's what I mean. If you wanted to bid it, say in March, April. Or not March or April, but September
For next year.
for next year's budget.
So maybe
you
it'd
have
be a
number.
good idea to approve it all.
Your budget.
So approve it all today then is a good
You
idea.
can, or you can wait for the 6,000 for the bidding. I mean, right now it's just the design, but if you wanted to approve it all, you sure could.
Just get the bidding out of the way before they raise the price.
I don't think that price will change, Paul.
No,
No.
So the design is 83.
810.
Yep. And the.
And the advertising.
Bidding services?
Bidding.
That's their
is-
construction services on there.
No, it says bidding services.
Yeah,
That's the typo that we were discussing.
Just trying to code it.
I don't see a problem with approving them both. If we push the bidding back, then we just have to
Yeah, then you'd have to I don't know how that would work. It would be in.
if it changes, yeah.
You'd have to amend the budget maybe to back to 6,000 next year. I don't know how that would work. But I would think.
This
that you would want it done so you knew what to.
This is what we're always running up against. We're getting bids too late to get into the next construction
Right.
season. So if we can do this now, I'm gonna go ahead and I would make a motion to approve the bidding and design phase for the Dodge Street project in the amount of 89,810.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion, the second, to approve the bidding and design of the Dodge Street project in the amount of $89,810. Let's have a vote.
Scott McCorney.
Aye.
Jeremy Hansen.
Aye.
Paul Kraus.
All right.
Jason Weesey.
Aye.
Travis Kramer.
Aye. Item H, water and sewer report, Russ.
Johnson's, well, we decided to have them count out in the spring. Now it got nice again, so maybe I'll give them a call. See if they can,
How many days do they think they're gonna need for that? What they're doing?
about 14 to 16.
Pretty hard to get a
Mhm.
weather forecast that far out.
Yeah, because it got cold now, it warmed up, and with the holidays, and I know
Yeah,
they were out and fixed that abandoned sewer line. They plugged it finally. That was last week. And sounded like they were heading down to Kansas. But I can give them a call, see what they say. But
you're not gonna get anybody to come during the holiday week.
No.
Yeah.
I don't have to replace the water heater up the plant up there. That one was shot. Heater down in the lift station was not, I don't know if it ever worked. He had a little space heater in there, so. One of them.
Seems safe.
Then the normal locates, all that. Then clean it up at the plant and start scraping and painting and all that fun stuff. Yeah, there's a quote for, I think it's called, yeah.
The Johnson's service has the manual.
Yeah. But heater. Otherwise, pretty much the norm.
Russ, you mentioned that the amount of water pumped out of the tower as compared to what we should be pumping to Fremont. I think if I remember correctly, you said that usually this time of year without yard is about 3% under the tower
Yeah.
volume.
That's what rural water's been telling me. And we're pumping from 7 to 10,000 gallons a day, more than I'm pumping to the tower.
So we're still getting plenty of infiltration in the system.
Yep.
Okay.
More than I want.
Any other questions for Russ on the water and sewer report?
Has that manhole been plugged, sewer line been plugged long enough for you to see any change in that? Or you
He
said,
said there wasn't much coming out of it.
okay,
I haven't really noticed a change in that. I was hoping.
yeah.
Okay. Then we'll move on. Committee report, Paul and Travis. Guess we haven't met since.
We talked briefly about postponing the repairs because of the weather, but other than that, we really haven't had anything.
All right, move on to item C, discussion and possible approval of quote from Johnson Service Company for 140 manhole inspections not to exceed $7,000. This was a part of the quote that we received a couple months back where we approved the one line for the camera work, but we did not approve this line. So while they're doing the camera work for all the pipes, they're not inspecting the manholes, and we missed that as need to be approved
Yeah.
now.
I'll make a motion. We approve the quote from Johnson Service Company for 140 manhole inspections not to exceed $7,000.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the bid from Johnson Services to inspect 140 manholes not to exceed $7,000. Let's have a vote.
Jeremy Hansen,
Aye.
Jason Weasey,
Aye.
Paul Kraus,
Aye.
Scott McCorney,
Aye.
Travis Kramer.
Aye. Last item, discussion of possible approval of quote from electric pump for 3 Omega thermostats in the amount not to exceed $2,560. Russ, you want to talk a little bit about this one?
These are temperature thermostats, would be in both well houses and the pressure reducer station. So if a heater would ever go out, we get a warning. Because if those pipes freeze up, like I said in the last meeting, it'll bring that well,
Mhm.
that pump up in no time.
Yeah.
So, I guess I could put a space heater in there as a backup. This just gives me a warning.
This gives us the remote capability to check that, or
Yep.
at least a warning.
It'll give me a warning remote,
Yeah.
so I can see it too.
And this is built into the rest of the system. That's an add-on. It's
SCADA.
okay.
Yeah, it'll go right into the SCADA system. So I'll have it set if it goes below like 36 degrees in there, I'll get an alarm.
Well, I'll make a motion to approve the quote from Electric Pump for 3 Omega thermostats in an amount not to exceed $2,560.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the bid from Omega Pump for 3 Omega thermostats not to exceed $2,560. Have a vote.
Paul Kraus.
Aye.
Scott McCorney.
Aye.
Jason Weasey.
Aye.
Jeremy Hansen.
Aye.
Travis Kramer.
Aye. Russ, thank you. Item I, Police, Washington County Sheriff Report. Welcome.
I don't know if Mike sent you the report or not. I was off on duty and told to come here, so I don't have anything to provide. Just looking at our nightlies, no critical incidents or anything major happening in Arlington over the past couple months. They are nice towns that we like to patrol.
Talk to me about 20 businesses that you guys are inspecting doors on.
So it could be, typically the deputies do walkthroughs. They're doing the main street here. We'll also do 3rd Street. We'll also do check both gas stations, and they'll check the storage units. And then sometimes they will include the school on that check, or they'll include fairgrounds.
Okay, thank you.
Any snow emergency concerns last time as far as parking?
We did not issue a snow emergency, but with that, anything that exceeds 2 inches of snow is considered a snow emergency, even if we don't declare it. So that's, I mean, if you guys are out and you see cars parked and there's over 2 inches of snow, because we obviously Kate's the one that calls in a lot of times, and she's not here until the next day. So don't feel free to do whatever you have to do.
Okay.
It helps us out a lot.
Do we need to call it into the radio stations and TV stations before?
Jake does that. Jake does that.
Is anybody going to listen now that Gary Saddlemeyer retired?
But with that, I mean, it's posted outside, anything that seats 2 inches.
Yeah.
So. Most people are pretty good. We generally don't.
Eagle Street is a snow emergency route, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know if it is the whole way down, but I know it is downtown is.
At least to the fire, or at least to 4th Street where the fire department comes in.
Yep.
Okay, anything else for the Sheriff's Office? Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Item B, Committee Report, Scott and Jason.
Scott probably met without me. We need to give the sheriff a call probably and set one up for next month, maybe. See if we can go before this meeting or whatever.
Worked pretty good. We just-
Yeah.
Anybody else has any concerns they want us to visit with? I would say it's been running smooth, knock on wood.
Oh, I know.
All right, anything else for the committee? Otherwise, we will move on.
That was the best answer I've gotten in 12 years is to get a business check. That guy should be running for the sheriff.
It's nice when you get an answer. Instead,
And it didn't even have to take.
yeah.
Perfect.
Item C, radar sign report.
Well, Travis and I and Kate sat down and we kind of went over the program that comes with our radar sign, and Travis, being the computer guy he is, figured out some things. The first this chart report, daily average speeds, I think is gonna be our best indicator of what's going on. So the green area is when we had the signs active. The red area is when we had the signs unactive.
So they were taking the speed, but not showing the speed.
Correct. So that
Wednesdays,
that the sign is working,
what you're telling me is nobody cares on Wednesdays though,
apparently.
whether the sign's on or not, they're speeding.
Maybe people are in a hurry to get to church and stuff.
So
Yeah, can't be late for confirmation.
Yep. But other than that, it looks like the signs are definitely hindering people from speeding. Let's put it that way. Is that right, boys?
I like that graph. That actually means something. Granted, it isn't always a lot, but it's something. If it's slowing
I do
down.
like on a Saturday, it was, 4 mile an hour.
Yeah.
So,
So you guys aren't putting the report of people's license plates on here anymore then?
we didn't do that for this meeting
Okay.
because we knew that there was gonna be some other people in the meeting.
Okay.
And we turned the camera off that took pictures. No, so I think that they are serving a purpose. From now going forward, I will try and do that a weekly thing on off. I won't tell anybody if it's reading or not.
We're also trying to get some more information from radar sign to explain average speed seems
Yeah.
fairly straightforward, but this peak speed number, some of these reports have, I'm not quite grasping what peak speed means because it doesn't appear to be the top speed. We went through the data and found a 84, 85 mile an hour driver at 11 o'clock at night or something. So
Yeah.
the peak speeds don't match. We're not sure what that is.
You guys are out at 11.
For curfew.
We would like to think that it's police and fire responding
Yes.
to emergencies.
So
No remove.
That's what we'd like to think. You guys, if you guys are pushing.
You're pushing it that fast. That's impressive. We had a fixed fence last year. Way to go, John.
Hey, he was right.
That's what he called about water main, bro.
Maybe the plow will stay on better if you slow down.
Look up that thing.
There was a water main. So that's, hopefully we can utilize this to our advantage and maybe move it around a little bit. I know I said I was gonna do that. It seems to be working on that street for now, so.
Yeah.
We get complaints from other areas of town that people say, maybe we can slow people down a little bit.
Well, I want to thank you guys for working through these reports and giving us some numbers that actually did seem to make some sense. So
I think your chairman, he's the one that figured that out.
it was not easy, that's for sure.
And in Kate's defense, they didn't tell her to do this one. They told her to do the other ones. So
Yeah.
So sorry I gave you useless data for months on end, I guess.
I wouldn't say it was useless. It was just a lot of data to work through. And this seems to, this is just,
Charts, in my opinion, are really, I don't know.
No.
It's very difficult to read.
And the program's not intuitive. You really got to just get.
Don't tell a story in my, like, it doesn't say anything. Yeah.
thank you.
Thanks, John. Item J, Parks Committee Report, Travis and Jeremy.
Winners here and
Winners here, except for the whole bond election, that was about it.
I think I have some good, I know I kind of scared you guys about the sump in the pool. I think I got a solution to it without doing a bunch of work. I think I found a cover that will support that much filtration.
That's great news.
that'd be good.
Hopefully we can just put new covers on and be good. And keep leaking water. Fill in the pool.
Anything else for the committee? All right, well, let's move on to the monthly library report. We do have an item here, so let's see. The library has requested shelving for the storage of overflow books below the stage. They have several boxes. I'm not sure how many are down there now. But they have boxes of books that they like to store down there. And they'd like to get shelving put in to store them. I did inquire what exactly these books are, and they're books being weeded out of the library, donated books coming in, books they intend to sell at the next garage sales. So it's a hodgepodge of stuff not intended to ever make it to the library other than donated books.
All books out of circulation.
Well, why are we taking book donations? Is that something we need to tell them to stop taking book donations?
I guess the first question is if they think they can have a cemetery down there, then they would take as many as they could if they can fill it up.
Because then they sell that and then use that to purchase new books.
It could
Is
be.
that what they do? Because I'm just trying to figure out why they would take book donations if they're old books, like
These stores.
estate stuff. Is that what it is? Estate stuff that people are bringing to them?
But I'm gathering that they're gonna be in boxes. They just wanna keep them up off the ground.
I
or what?
think that's the way they talk.
I mean, they're not gonna obviously put them.
No, they don't intend to make it something they go and access a book. They just want to put these up off the floor, like metal racking. And so the one question is would would the village pay for the metal racking? That's one question. They do have private funds of 16,002 they can spend on it, but they were asking us first. And so the second question is, are we okay with allocating that space for more formal storage? I did ask the question of that it's not locked up. I think Pam has said that she's seen evidence that during auditorium events, she's seen more stuff that's been down there. I questioned if they're worried about losing something. And they said, well, they're donated and getting rid of them anyway, so they're not too worried about it. So I said I'd bring it to the board and make sure there wasn't an issue if they,
Using their own funds to buy the shelving.
well, that they're asking us to pay for it first. That's what they're starting with, is asking if we'll pay for it.
Is it a fire hazard putting all those books down there?
I mean, they will burn. Like,
Burn.
my bigger concern would just be one, that space isn't locked. Not even from library perspective. If people are using that space or going down in that space, and is that space that we want available for people? Yeah.
Is there lockable doors at the base of the steps?
Yeah, like it'd be nice to steps.
Paul, I have, there's a door down
I
there.
don't think it.
For some reason I think it is, but I don't think there's a lock on it. I'll check it out.
I mean, I guess my opinion is if these are just books that are not being, either one, if you get a donation, process it in a manner that we don't have to store more books that aren't going to be put back in circulation. Is the way that I kind of look at it.
My guess is it's people wanting to donate estate boxes.
No book.
Get rid
Yeah.
of stuff like that.
This thing,
And I can see where they would have a problem with, we just don't have room in the library to keep this while we sort through it, but
But if they don't intend on keeping it.
Sheila mentioned the books that are in the basement are books that have been weeded out of our collection. So books are getting worn out, are being replaced, or books that we have had some time and no longer get checked out. And then let's see,
Yeah, who's gonna buy it?
and then
campfire.
she mentioned, maybe it's on the phone, is the donation, also books have been donated. And the intent is they want to sell them at the summer during the citywide garage sale days.
And then do they throw them away after that garage sale? Because there wouldn't be any reason to save them for the next year, would there?
My only concern would be that the bathrooms or whatever just get overflowing with books instead, and then unfortunately, you know who gets rid of them? Either some little kids that think they need to go rip the pages out of them and tear them all over, and make a mess, or me. And I'm not gonna rip the pages out and make a mess.
So So there's probably two questions here. One, is it okay to let them to continue to use that space? And two, are we offering to put shelving in for them?
If we're not using those bathrooms, I'd feel a lot better if this was just locked. And the librarians had a key, then I wouldn't have a problem with it.
Do they,
If we've got
they
the-
need to know this month? Yeah.
Let's find out if we can lock
I'll look
those.
into it and see what we got down there and maybe there's another area that would work better.
Okay.
That we can make a wall and put a door on it or something and give them, this is how much space you have. When it's full, that's all you got.
Do we still have the cage up there?
Nope, I tore it down.
Did you save any of the pieces?
Nope.
We should get used it.
Okay. No. I'll check into it. And maybe and maybe if we can give them here you get
Excellent.
4x8 area, that's all you have. And
One rack of shelving
Yep.
or one,
And when that's
like,
Door.
I agree that it should be limited just so we don't
yeah,
just have free reign of whatever number of books that come in.
because I mean, quite honestly, I've never seen a garage sale yet.
Yeah.
And there's been
Every
those
year.
down there for a while now.
I will talk to Sheila. I'll talk to Sheila and see if it's something that they,
I don't understand how that could be a huge money maker for them, but maybe sounds like a way to just get rid of somebody's, like Jason says, that somebody's estate.
they would feel bad about throwing them away. So I'm gonna donate them to the library. We used to have the same thing at school. People would want to try to bring stuff to school. You just tell them no. Now, if they're brand new books, then we'll put them on the shelf. So what difference does it make? But it does not sound like that's what this is.
It's not what she said, no.
I'll check into it.
Okay. Okay, we will table that to next month. All right. On to item K, cemetery committee report, Scott and Jeremy.
Nothing new. We're still same old out there, so.
Nothing's changed.
It's dying to get in.
Nope, still are.
Nobody's raising up.
All right. Unless there's any questions for Scott and Jeremy, we'll move on. To L, administrative, Washington County Building Permit Report.
Did the new garage along St. Paul's Road have any impact on snow?
Not so far.
I didn't know if it did or not. I came straight down, so there really wasn't wind or anything with that, so. I mean, we don't.
Feel for him if that snowplower goes by at about 45 miles an hour and throws a
Rock.
rock through that window I was doing. But
Yeah.
I guess that's his deal.
I know we don't push that, but I didn't know if you noticed anything or not, but.
No.
There's nothing else on the building permit report. We'll move on to B, the clerk report.
Worked a little weak this month, but a lot of usual stuff. I've been doing a lot of organizing and trying to start creating just different systems in the office that will work and make things more efficient for everybody. I will say that this, what is today, Monday? So late last week and then this week, so the house that, because this has been brought up with nuisance discussions before, the house that burned down like 5 years ago and it's been empty since. So we found out that it has a notice of non-compliance on it, and it can't be sold or anything until they pass their final inspections and complete the work inside. So it will unfortunately be empty until the work is done.
Locate on that house today, they're putting a fence up.
I don't know who.
Need the baby?
Not the owners. Yeah.
55.
When they,
Yeah.
yeah. Mhm. So that's unfortunate. Yeah. And cross connection surveys, we have closer to 60%. I forgot to change that. Yeah. Just a lot of the usual stuff.
Kate, what do we need for a cross connection?
Survey,
Yeah, what percent do they want?
100%.
So what happens if we don't get to 100%?
So I think we have,
I get fired.
don't we get like 5 years or
We have
something?
5 years to do it.
And I've been tracking all of
next
the addresses
year-
that have submitted it, so we will have a list of houses that have not.
Okay.
So at some point, we can send them again and start.
They want 100%, but as long as we keep trying, they'll be fine.
So the house at 355 North 8th is where you went to go do a locate?
It'll locate. I just got it today. Fence,
If it need a permit for that.
back, right, left side, locate. Ricky.
Yes, I got trying to buy it.
Yeah, he doesn't own
Oh,
it. Okay.
Two Brothers Real Estate, right?
They own it.
Did we end up mowing it and or did they mow it?
They mowed it. They were mowed that.
Okay.
any other questions for Jake or Kate?
Kate, do you need anything from us for creating the systems that you're discussing or?
Well, I guess I just mean in the sense that like, how do I describe this? Like, I feel like maybe like 7 years ago, there were processes for everything. There was a binder for everything. But then I think just over time, that's all just been lost to overturn and or never updated. So I would like to get back to a place where everything has a process and the corresponding bind, whatever it is, that make it easy and efficient and also like pass onable, because there's not a lot to pass on at the moment because there's just no instructions for anything. So that's, yeah.
Just asking if there's things that we need to do to help support you on that, that's all. So.
Yeah, I don't know. That's my explanation of that, but I don't know. I don't know what I need yet, so.
Gotcha.
As it comes.
This would be good with Jake stepping in, and looking at some of those things, because up till now, you haven't been focused on that. So having both of you look at it from a new set of eyes would be
It'd be
good.
a lot better. I'm actually looking forward to this quite a bit, so.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Question for you. I don't think you have it on here. The year-end postcards,
Oh, yeah.
are you wanting to do that again this year?
Are you talking about the, like the Christmas cards we sent out to everyone last year or?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, the
Like 2026?
reminder, your ATV registrations are due, your,
So we sent those in January,
okay,
I guess. So that was my thought.
no problem. We have a little month. Yeah, whatever. I was just curious.
Beginning of January or something. Yeah, no, that's on my head and I do want to do that.
Any suggestions for what goes on it?
Yes.
Made some.
List going.
Do you want to start thinking about what days you'd want to do the dumpsters for the spring cleanup?
It's usually gonna be the last Saturday in April and the first Saturday in May.
Okay.
Whatever you're good with.
It was.
Okay.
I'm just thinking we put that on there last year, I think.
Yeah.
Yep. I think
Give people that early-
weeks, so.
Give them the early
Yeah.
thoughts on it. What else was on there last year? I'm trying to remember.
Hmm.
Dogs, ATVs, UTVs.
Do the cross connections.
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
We do.
There was something else that we wanted to put on
It
there.
did. It's on my other notes
So-
from last month.
No front house in the sewer.
Yeah.
Yep.
The hard surface, did we talk? Trailer.
Yeah, the trailers.
Do we send that as one I don't know.
You want to put together a list and then present at the next meeting, then we'll print them off.
What?
So we all look at it and make sure we're not missing something.
Yeah. That's
Makes sense. And maybe put a copy of last year's on there too, just so
And we
we
can-
compare.
If we come up with something new.
Yeah, because we put dates and stuff like Somerset, like,
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Says all.
Yep.
Mhm.
and the community-wide garage sale, I think we had on there.
All right, anything else for anyone? If not, we're down to item 8.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to adjourn. Let's have a vote.
Jason Weasey,
Aye.
Paul Kraus,
Aye.
Jeremy Hampton,
Aye.
Scott McCourtney, Travis Creighton.
Aye.